channel, I share my directional bias on gold, the dollar, and GBPUSD every single week. So if you would love to know what I'm looking at for the week, make sure you subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like this video, guys. Without wasting much of our time, let's get into today's video. Before we continue, or before we do anything about our technicals, let's quickly take a look at the fundamentals. So these are the high impact news we have during the week, and we can also see that this week. All right, on Tuesday is a new month, which is October 1st, and we are going to be having NFP on Friday, which is 4th of October, right? So we are going to be having quite a lot of high impact news, many of them, right, during the week, guys. So that is it. So it means that this week is actually going to be very, very, very volatile. So we should have that at the back of our mind. Let's come into the chart, right? So as you can see, the dollar index, right? So this is the dollar index. We can see that the dollar index has been pretty bearish for a very long time, for months now. The dollar index has been bearish, right? So what this means is that we should continue selling. So what price is going to do? Price is going to seek for an external range liquidity to trade into. And which external range liquidity is next now? Since this external range liquidity was traded into, and if you notice, when price then took out this external range liquidity, it retraced. Although it did not retrace very deeply, but then it did retrace into an institutional reference point on the daily time frame. So you can see that the dollar retraced when dollar took out this liquidity here, when dollar took out this liquidity residing below this low, we can see what the dollar did. Dollar retraced. That thing that fuels the market. If you look at it, we have imbalance and we have our liquidity. So liquidity is what fuels the market. And when price takes out liquidity, where will it seek? It will seek an internal range liquidity such as a fair value gap, right? So that is actually how price moves, right? So for price to continue going bearish, price needed to take out liquidity, right? So of which on the lower time frame, like the 4 hour time frame, you see there was a pool of liquidity residing above this very high here, right? So let's take a look at the 4 hour time frame. So that's why price look at it here, guys. Relative equal highs, right? As you can see right here, there was a relative equal highs here. And if you look at this, there is an order block. So what price had to do was price had to take out liquidity first, trade into an internal range liquidity before that sell continuation. If you look at the previous episode that we have made, right, you will notice at this very point, I told us that price was going to react at this very point because I was going to see price take out this liquidity and then trade into this imbalance, and then we'll also see it a retracement, right? So that is exactly what I said. Although we didn't even see a retracement, we saw a total reverse, a continuation of a sell trend. Exactly what I said there, guys. So that is it, guys. So the same thing we are expecting here. We are also expecting price to take out this external liquidity residing below this low. On the daily time frame, we can see that there is a relative equal low here, candles there. So and we would love to see price take this low out. So when price takes out this low, we expect price to also repeat the same thing that happened there. We love to figure out where liquidity is residing above or below, and then look at imbalance or an order block above that liquidity zone, and then we love to see what price take out that liquidity and trade into that internal range liquidity before a sell continuation again after this external range liquidity has been taken out. So this is what we should look out for in dollar index for the next let's say 2 to 3 weeks, right? So I believe since this week is an NFP week, I believe that price is going to that reverse, or I believe I suppose really a price is going to sell to take out this liquidity before price will start buying higher, right? So that's actually what I believe, right? So but price, you guys already know that price always does what it wants to do, not what we believe, right? So that is just it, guys. So having this, knowing that DXY is going to be bearish for the week, so let's go to gold, right? So as you can see right now, has been on a bullish move for a couple of months, right? So I believe even since 2024, early 2024, in fact, since last year, gold has been bearish. and it keeps on taking. It took out the all-time high that was created 2020 and 2022, and currently 2024 gold is currently buying. So what this means is, guys, gold has been buying for months, and you won't just think that you have to just say, except you are scalping, that you have to scalp the sell, right? So overall, gold is bullish, and we should be looking at taking more of buy trade rather than looking at selling gold, right? However, we can also note some things right here. Gold took out this high, and if you notice what happened, guys, gold took out this high and it has expanded, pretty expanded to the upside, but there has actually not been a very good retracement to fill up the imbalance that was left, right, when price was expanding to the upside, right? So we would love to see price gold actually retrace deeply into an imbalance such as this. Maybe I don't know, but anytime gold wants to do that, that's going to do it. But currently, price is still very bullish, and also, but if we take a look at, let's say, the 4 hour time frame, we're going to see a shift of market structure bearish on the 4 hour time frame, which signifies that gold is going to sell. But the reason why I'm not really focusing on that or taking that into consideration is because, first, gold is very, very, very bullish, and secondly, I can also see that price took out liquidity and then traded into an imbalance here. One thing I always say, look for where liquidity is residing and look for an imbalance below or above that liquidity point, right? So now gold took out the liquidity and then traded into this daily time frame imbalance. The only issue I have with this imbalance is that this imbalance is at premium level. So we love to watch price actually trade back into a discount level. That's actually the truth. And then before a continuation. But the truth is, we don't know if gold is going to do it now or not, or it's going to do it later. But the thing is eventually gold is eventually going to trade to fill up all of this imbalance. Well, the thing is, we just watch what price do, and then we follow the price, whatever the market does, right? So, coming into the week, I'm still looking at buying gold. That's the truth, guys. I look at this move right here as a liquidity grab. Immediately price sold very well like this. Price came to take out all of this liquidity residing below this low, right? So as people are buying, people are keep some buying, people will put on their stop losses here, and then price took it out, traded into the daily time frame fair value gap, and then we'll love to see a buy continuation here, right? So that's for me. But in a situation whereby we see gold comes, right, respect this other block right here, this other block that is here, let's just drag it down here. If gold respects it, right, if gold respects this very zone and then takes out this low, guys, your next point of interest should be this daily fair value gap that is residing below this low, guys. Do you understand that? This daily fair value gap, and I can also spot a liquidity pool, right, residing below this 4 hour zone, right? So if this low is violated, price comes and violate this low, right? We love to watch price gold, right, sell deeply into this daily time frame imbalance, right, taking out 4 hour time frame liquidity residing below this low, guys. So this is what I'm anticipating if this low is violated. So but for now, I see this as a liquidity grab, so I'm still looking at price continue this buy continuation, right? So my immediate target now is this is my external range liquidity that I'm targeting. Price has traded into an internal range liquidity on the daily time frame, which is the fair value gap that we outlined right here. So price traded into it. So I'd love to see price trade into the external range liquidity, right? So remember I said we are at premium, and we could anytime, any moment from now, we could see price start selling to balance itself, right? To balance itself. You can see we have a discount fair value gap that has not been traded into. I already told you guys that, right? So that is it, guys, for gold. So, but before we start considering price or looking at price, take trading into this very zone, we should watch out for how price will react here first, and also to confirm that price is going to trade into this very level, this very fair value gap here. This low should be taken out, right? So this low look at GBPUSD, guys. So let's call it. Let's see, guys. So let me clear up everything I have here. So let's go to the weekly time frame and see for ourselves. So as a last, is it not? Yeah, if a previous episode we made, I told us guys that we had two fair value gap here, and I told us that okay, since we had two fair value gaps, I told us price could reverse from here, but I was actually hoping price was going to trade this, deeply into this discount fair value gap, right? But price did not, right? So that is it. You cannot predict the market. Price will always do what it wants to do. What you just have to do is, like they said, you react to whatever the market or price does, right? So that's it. So when I saw price giving us structures, right? Bullish structures from this level, I knew that okay, price was going to continue this buy, right? So what we can see right here is that price has taken out what this external range liquidity, and we can see obviously here we have an internal range liquidity residing here, which is a fair value gap that we love to see GBPUSD trade into to fill before this buy continuation. But the thing is, personally, I would love to see GBPUSD right in the long term, right? So I feel GBPUSD will later come and take out this low, trade into this fair value gap, and before continuing, because guys, you see one thing about this market, if there is an imbalance that is left, price did not leave it for just for living sake. There is a reason, not as if price is not seeing or the market algorithm is not seeing it. Yes, it's seeing it, but maybe price wants to ignore it, right? Trick people to take trades, right? And the price will later take out do these people, take these people out, trade into that imbalance, and then a continuation. That is when you now see impulsive movement, right? So in the long term, I would love to see GBPUSD, because personally for me, when I see market just making higher highs, higher lows like this without retrace, like liquidity being swept and all of that, honestly, I really don't like taking trades like this. I would love to always wait for liquidity to be taken before I take my trade, right? But because this is the higher time frame, this is one thing I discovered, right? So this is on the higher time frame. Price might not take out this liquidity currently, but price has taken out liquidity on the, let's say, daily time frame or the 4 hour time frame. Actually, that is just the truth. Let's come to the 4 hour time frame. Let's come to the 4 hour time frame. For me, I see this as a liquidity that was swept. Price swept this liquidity, traded into the weekly order block, fair value gap. Price swept this liquidity. So even though price has not swept liquidity as we love to see it on the weekly time frame, price has actually swept liquidity on the lower time frame, and price swept liquidity on the lower time frame and traded into higher time frame imbalance, right? And then you see price moving. Another example I would love to show you guys is something like that happened here. So you see there was a low. Anytime you see a swing low, right, liquidity are residing there because people stop losses are there. So if you look at the if you watch the last episode I made, I told us guys, I think I outlined some lows. So you can look at this low here. Look at how price came, which is last week Monday, and swept it before this buy continuation. You can see here, guys. So price swept it, traded into this other block right here, and then you can see how price continued buying. Right. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you, is this is exactly what I would love to see on the weekly time frame. But you know the weekly time frame is a big time frame, so it might take even months and months before this will play out, this will happen, right? So but for now, guys, we are very, very, very bullish on GBPUSD. The only thing we love to see is let's say a retracement to take out liquidity, right? So that's what we love to see, something like this. Something like this. Not even this one is not that valid to me, because I think this other block has been mitigated. So it has not been mitigated. So something like this. So you can see that there is a low here. Price will sweep it, trade into this low, and then